Hello everyone, today we're going to show you our new product, GW5. What is GW5 and what does it do? GW5 is a palm-sized device that has the capability of transferring the analog pressure signal from up to 2 pressure sensors to digital format. These digital signals can be converted onto 2 networks. One is J1939 and the other is J1708. For the J1939 network, GW5 supports 2 CAN baud rates, 500K and 250K. For this demonstration, I'm using a compressed air tank as well as an analog pressure gauge measuring the pressure coming directly out of the tank. The reading on the pressure gauge is about 85 psi. We also have 2 analog pressure sensors over here that transmit the information signal into the J1939 and J1708 network. On the J1939 network, we'll be using a Bendix diagnostic device called ACOM Pro to verify the converted pressure. On the J1708 side, a digital gauge driver is used to drive 2 gauges for the purpose of displaying the pressure. Right now, the GW5 is not plugged into the network, so both the primary and secondary brake tank pressures are grayed out. On the J1708 network, we have the digital gauge driver that is driving the 2 J1708 digital gauges shown here. Now, let's plug the GW5 into the network. We can see that both pressures for the primary brake pressure gauge and secondary pressure gauge are about 90 psi, which matches the pressure on the analog gauge, as well as the pressure on ACOM Pro, which is fluctuating around 85 psi. Now, if I manually disconnect the input from the primary pressure sensor, which would simulate a connection issue, the primary pressure gauge on the J1708 network falls back to 0, and you'll see the respective warning LEDs on the GW5 light up, signaling it detected the fault in the network. Taking a look at ACOM Pro, we'll see that the pressure has dropped to 0 as well. If I mess up something similar on the secondary pressure sensor, the secondary pressure gauge will drop back to 0 instead of the primary pressure gauge, and the GW5 detects it too. Likewise, ACOM Pro will show 0 pressure for the secondary pressure tank. Let's show the GW5 in action by running a live test. I opened the pressure valve to let the pressure through to the brakes, which accounts for the 10 psi drop from the prior 85 psi, before the brake is even pressed. Once the vehicle has accelerated to 60 miles per hour, I press the brakes, which drops the pressure down to around 70 psi, whilst the vehicle gradually slows to a stop. Notice the pressure and speed changes. Now, I will manually release the gas until the pressure reaches lower than 62 psi. When the pressure is lower than 62 psi, both the LED and an audible sound from a buzzer on the GW5 will alert you that the pressure is too low in the tank. Press and hold the down and up buttons to toggle the buzzer's on and off status. By default, the buzzer will be on after each power reset. Similarly, pressing the menu and down buttons will switch the gateway's CAN baud rate, seen here as having switched to 500K. Pressing and holding down and menu again will switch it back to 250K. That concludes the demonstration of GW5. Hopefully, this video was helpful for you. Thanks for watching!